Welcome to Narc Abuse Recovery, Babe, where we talk about all things recovery to help you rebuild your life after domestic abuse, domestic violence, high conflict divorce, verbal, physical, and the worst of them all, psychological abuse and violence. I'm dedicating this video and all of my videos to the people who stepped in and saved my life when I literally felt like and believed that I had no one to turn to. And so this one is dedicated to Charlotte and Elizabeth, who literally saved my life. Without the two of you, I don't know where I would be today. So thank you. I love you both. So let's get down to it. Follow me and like me because I'm going to share with you my own experience and mostly not just to talk about myself or talk about what was done to me or anything like that, but really to share what I've learned to really try to help other people. Of course, I'm a woman and I'm have a huge heart for other women, but I am fully aware that this happens to men too. So, whoever you are, please like and follow me, even if you're just interested um, in knowing things. But topics that I'm going to cover are how to wake up from the fog of abuse and family cult systems. I know from my own experience, I grew up in a family cult system that on the outside, it doesn't look like a family cult system, but I was grew up in a family that actually groomed me to play right into the relationship that I got myself into. So I will talk about that at some point too. It is very real, and we'll go into that. But other topics, yep, you're the scapegoat. How to identify parental alienation and how you can help your kids through it. But I really want to talk about narcissistic abuse because it is everywhere. People go through it, and anyone can be fooled. That's the one thing that I've learned is um, before my own experience happened to me, I always wondered why would a woman stay in an abusive relationship? And the biggest surprise of all for me was I didn't know I was in one. And when you're being fooled by someone, by anybody, the bottom line is you don't know you're being fooled. You just do not know. So we'll talk more about that. And one thing that I have learned is that there's no pattern of who gets taken by an abusive person. It can be anybody, literally anybody, but there are patterns in recognizing an abuser. So that's what I'm here to talk about. So you can hopefully learn if you've experienced abuse on your part. The more you learn, the faster you recover. I've been through 3 years of counseling and learning myself, and I can literally say that's the only way I got my spirit back and who I am back. So if you know the signs of a an abuser, if you recognize the signs, if you learn about them and you can recognize them, then you can keep yourself from being fooled again. But you have to know what to look for. So follow me, like me. I will teach you all the tricks so you can outsmart, outwit, and just keep yourself safe. So I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse, and I am here to share what I've learned in my path to recovery. Number one, it's all about control. And the sneaky thing is that anyone can be controlled and without you even knowing it. Uh, they can control your money, your kids, your social events, your family. They control what people think about you. They control information on all fronts, what they're providing to you, what they're telling other people behind your back. What just happened? Okay, that was really weird. My computer just went completely blank. Okay, number two, they have a false persona. They have multiple personas. They have who they are to the outside world and who they are at home. They have a public image and they work really hard to make it a perfectly shiny public image. And I will go into that in future episodes of what that looks like. And then they have how they treat their own family members. Number three, they use other people. These are called flying monkeys. I will go into flying monkeys and how they use flying monkeys in upcoming episodes. They can be your friends, your family, your acquaintances, teachers, people at your own job, but they will really literally control the narrative to other people, and they're super sneaky about it. Number four, they will isolate you from family, friends, everybody. And they do this by manipulating others out of your life. And I'm going to go into that because I had no idea that people were being one by one picked out of my life, but they were. And then when I was discarded, which happens at the end of a narcissistic relationship, when they're done with you, they're done with you. And their goal is for you to have nobody to rely on. And that happened to me. I didn't have family, I didn't have friends. And the biggest thing of all was I didn't know what was going on. And that's part of how they operate. They want to confuse you, deplete your finances, talk about you behind your back. So when they're done with you, you literally have nobody to turn to. And I'll go into how that works. And number five, and this is the biggest one that I'm going to spend a whole lot of time talking about because I think this is the hardest thing for a victim. And I'm a survivor. I don't call myself a victim, but I was a victim. And the hardest thing of all that they do is they make you think that everything is your fault. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how they devalue you and how they strip you of your identity. And they just really, through their words and their actions and their control, they leave you feeling worthless and alone and empty. But there is salvation and recovery, and that's why I'm here. I'm gonna tell my story as much as I can without talking. I don't want to talk about him. I just want to talk about how to recognize the signs, what to do about it, and then just how to rebuild your life. So, again, please follow and like me, and thank you for being here. And finally, I thank God for walking me through this. And I have a scripture for everybody who's suffering right now, whether you're in a narcissistic relationship and you don't know how to get out, or if you're on your recovery journey as well. But Psalm 91, whosoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I will trust. So if you're suffering right now, your homework is to repeat that to yourself. Go on YouTube. You can listen to the Psalms while you sleep. I did that, and it literally saved my life. You're amazing. You're beautiful. And here's to being a survivor.